Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fuller Homestead. My name's Brian. Starting out in the shop today just so I can grab some tools and supplies, and then we're gonna head out to where the rabbits are so that we can do some maintenance and upgrades on their cage situation and do a little cleaning as well to make them happier and healthier as we go into more of our winter temperatures. It is late October and the temperatures, we've had a few nights that have been down in the 30s, but overall it's been fairly nice. We've also gotten some rain, which has prompted the need to redo the housing situation as far as the roof goes. You'll see when we get out there. So let me grab a few things and I'll meet you out at the bunnies. All right, so we're out here at the rabbits. They're growing like crazy and being really healthy. We've only had one little issue. This sweet bunny over here, she got a little case of the ear mites, gave her a little medicine 2 days ago and they're clearing up nicely. I just saw her shaking her head just a little bit, but man, they look so much better. So excited about that. Everybody seems happy and healthy, but we're gonna help clean up their stuff, give them a better roofing situation, and let me step back a little bit and I'll show you what I mean. So now that it's fall, we have been losing a lot of our coverage that we had from the leaves for the sun. So we put up this shade cloth here. It's gotten some rain and stuff on it, so it's kind of drooping from where it was. We're gonna go ahead and remove that. We're gonna remove all the tin off the top of the rabbit cages, and then we're going to work on a better situation to help with the moisture. I've got some old feed sacks over here that we were gonna use for collection and different things. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut those feed sacks and I'm gonna put them on the top. I'll poke some holes and zip tie them to it to give kind of this waterproof barrier underneath the tin. I'm gonna get some larger sections of tin that will cover the whole thing so there won't be any gaps in between. And then we're also gonna cut up some feed sacks and get ready, not now, but we're gonna measure them so that we can put them along the edges there to block some of the wind as it gets cooler. I'll probably end up taking a lot of their hay out, just kind of cleaning it out, make it the water hose up here and spray just to make it, just kind of a fresh start for them. All right, let's get busy. I'm also gonna take the mister down that I had from the summer. They obviously don't need that anymore, and we'll go store it inside where it'll be better protected from the elements. So there she goes. We've got all of those feed sacks now zip tied around the edge. And we're gonna put some tin on top of that. So hopefully that'll help. The tin that I'm using is obviously recycled, and so there are some old screw and nail holes in them, so it wasn't definitely watertight. And this won't probably be totally watertight, but it will at least shed the water better than it has before. Okay, so I got some longer sheets, 3 to be exact, of some 8-foot tin. I'll put something on top of it to weigh it down. Now we have a little bit more of a lip over the edge to keep it off of their food. Buck over here was getting the worst of it, so hopefully this will keep his from getting all soggy. Got quite a bit of an overhang on each side here, so that's good. That'll also help with the sun as well, although we may bring the shade cloth back. We'll see how it goes, but I'm happy about that. I'm gonna go through, give them a little extra feed, a couple extra pats to calm them down a little bit. They did not like that tin at all. back in the shop after doing that little project, and it's catch-up time. I'm not talking about mustard ketchup, I'm talking about catching up on where we've been. So I've got a lot of footage of things that I've shot and never put into a video, so I'm gonna kind of walk through some of that rather than make a bunch of different ones and see if we can't do a quick sum up. So since we last spoke, the Cornish crosses are actually now out in the chicken tractor, and they've only got like 12 more days left till they go to freezer camp. So we had them in the small brooders, then we moved them into a larger brooder. They just were too small for that area. So I created something here in the shop where they could have a lot more room to move around. Not that Cornish crosses move a lot, but that gave them that room anyway. And they seemed to enjoy that, but I did not enjoy that because they just smelled up my shop. And for those of you that have done meat chickens before, especially the Cornish crosses, you know they smell horrible. I mean, they really, you cannot possibly imagine how sour and nasty of a smell they have. So anyway, my shop smelled horrible. Almost didn't even want to come in here. So I was like, we got to do something. We've got to get the laying hens out of the tractor. We've got to get them into the run and get all that set up. So that means I had to finish a few things, right? So I finished up the gate that was right at the front of the run. It looked really nice, got some latches on it, put in a little locking system so that it would stay closed when we wanted to stay closed. And of course, it's right there in the middle of where all the rabbits are. Also on the actual coop, we got the doors to the nesting boxes finished. There's no actually latch on it right now, but it's such snug of a fit, and I've got hay in front of it actually right now, so you can't even open it, but I really don't believe that anything could get in it. Maybe later we'll go back and put it in there. Also put in a little gate leading into, from that nesting box area, leading into where the coop is, and so that's completed. We did move, my wife and I moved quite a few myself, and then there was a few that I just could not get back in there. I got 34 of them in myself, and then the rest I was just about ready to shoot because they wouldn't come when I wanted them to, crazy chickens. And I got my wife to help me, and so we worked till nearly dark getting all of them in while counting as we put them into the coop. As best we can tell, we have 52 chickens, 52 laying hens, I should say, that are in the coop. They're growing like crazy. They're not gonna start laying until December, but at least they're in there. And they really do seem to be enjoying it. They've learned how to use the roost now. Most of them like the roost. Some of them still prefer to sit on the ground, but they go in at night on their own after training them for a few days, and we close them up. They're secure, it's not a big deal. So as I mentioned, our Cornish crosses are now in the tractor. In fact, why don't we go for a walk and we'll go see what they look like now, because you're not gonna believe how big they are. I'm gonna do a video about this, but this will be our last experience with the Salatin style chicken tractor. Can you see how big these girls are? I'm gonna lift this up. So we still have 25. We have 25 Cornish crosses. They are looking good. They've got, as I said, about 11 more days until freezer camp. I'm honestly excited about just figuring out what the cost was. I was doing some math the other day just about how much we spent on feed, supplies for the chicken tractor. And then when it comes time to getting them ready for freezer camp, we picked up some cool toys. Let me show you. Sitting over here are some things we're gonna be using for our freezer camp day. Got a little cooker here, nice sized pot. I wish it actually was bigger, so I may try to find something else. We did get a Yardbird chicken plucker. We got some bags to seal them in, some labels, killing cone. And so that's gonna be a good portion of our setup to work through our 25 meat birds. So as you can see, things have progressed a lot since the last video that we've had, and they're about to get even crazier because here in 10 days, I get to go pick up our first pigs for the homestead. I know I said we weren't gonna do that until the spring, but I think we just got a little antsy and decided that we would call the farm up the road that we're gonna be using, and they said they did have 2 gilts and 1 boar that could be picked up in a couple of weeks. So they're 8 weeks old today. They're weaned, good weaning age, and so we're going to go grab them. We are gonna have to castrate the boar. We'll do that there. I'm not sure that I'm gonna get it on video. I'll ask them if it's okay. I'm not sure what YouTube would do to that. I'm not sure if they would pull that or not. But anyway, we're gonna castrate the boar, bring them back to the farm, set them up in our training area that I'll show you later, and then we'll start them rotating through the woods. The cool thing about that is that we're still gonna get pigs in the spring, and hopefully, if this goes well, we're gonna get more pigs, probably in the neighborhood of 8 to 10, but I'm gonna probably do the 8. But by the time we're ready for those 8, these 3 will be ready for the processor, so that timing should work out well. We're still looking at the next time we might wanna bring in some some more meat chickens. But as I alluded to just a second ago, we're gonna be using a different style chicken tractor. All right, that's gonna do it for this one. The little kitten is asking for some lunch and my belly is too. So thanks for joining us here on the Fuller Homestead. If this is your first time with us, thanks so much. Consider subscribing. Give us a thumbs up if you think it's warranted. And for those of you that have been subscribers waiting for the next video, thanks for hanging in there with us and not unsubscribing. We really do appreciate it. We're going to try to get more into a rhythm. My wife and my son have really been after me to get back to doing these videos. So hopefully this is the first of many to come. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.